What is going on, guys? We are back with another video today on Madden 21, and today we're doing a rebuild, a fantasy draft rebuild. Haven't done one of those in a while, and we haven't done one like this using a wheel of names, which will have all the positions in the NFL on them. Obviously, we could do it even more in depth, like we could do it by position and overall and name and all that, but that's too much effort. Andrew kind of told me, hey, maybe do it that way. No. I'm going to do it this way. Appreciate him suggesting this, and kind of, you know, we're changing up a little bit. You guys probably know him from the comment section or streams that I rarely do. But, yeah, maybe follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr. Maybe leave a like and subscribe and comment like he did. He didn't there, but okay, sure. Using them for sellouts. But obviously, this is a fantasy draft rebuild. The decisions will be made by us, but the position will be based off the wheel spin, which you'll see on the screen. Hopefully, it's going to be a little bit of a challenge to coordinate, but, you know, here we are. Starting at the fantasy draft, what pick will we get is the question. It is pick 9, so of course, going to take a quick look at what is there. You have Quentin Nelson, David Bakhtiari. There's a lot of 99 overalls on this roster, I ain't going to lie. But at the end of the day, you know, it is what it is. This is a roster that I downloaded recently enough, and it's a bit high on some of the players, a bit low on others. It is fair, though. I think the ratings are actually pretty decent on this, so we're just going to rock it. We're just going to leave it as is. As far as quarterback goes, probably would go with Herbert here. So there are some decent quarterback options still at number 9. So I suppose the first thing to do would be to get that freaking wheel spin. All right, here it is. What is the position? You can see there is a lot of little slices to decide from. I don't really know, especially with this large of a wheel, how to like rig it. So I'm not just waiting for the wheel to go, oh, once it hits kicker, I'm going to click it. I'm obviously waiting for running back. But at this point, I suppose quarterback is what we're looking for. Let's see if we actually get it. I have no idea where quarterback is. Please! No shot! There's no chance. That is easily the luckiest, I mean, really the luckiest thing that's ever happened in one of our videos ever. And quarterback's still going to stay on there because you do need a backup, kind of. So we're going to keep quarterback on there. Justin Herbert, I believe, is going to be the pick. Could go Trevor Lawrence and make him a superstar, but now we're going to go Justin Herbert, 86 overall. How in the world did we land that? And I forgot to change the screen. Nice. Bear with me in my slow brain, okay? Ranked 78th. Yeah, I'm sure he would have lasted a couple rounds from now, right? Imagine there's still probably a lot of really good players on the board. Probably a wide receiver, a corner is what I want next. And we get center. Okay, so center is our next choice. Let's see what would have happened if it would have been left guard. We would have had Ali Marpet, Joel Bitonio, Elton Jenkins, some really good left guards. And as far as center goes, it looks like Frank is going to be our choice because obviously all these guys are on the older side. Corey Linsley, 29. Linder, what about McCoy? McCoy's 23. You got to go Frank Ragnow. Oh, he's 24. You got to go Frank. Not a bad choice, but obviously pretty high for round 2. So, yes, we had a major W with the quarterback, but a little bit of a loss with center. Once again, as long as not fullback, kicker, punter, I'm happy. This is actually kind of funny, I ain't going to lie, but let's go again. See what we get this time. Oh, my God, I'm going to go blind watching this. We get looks like right outside linebacker. Please keep going. Okay, I mean, right outside linebacker after the first couple of rounds is pretty bad, so maybe this is actually clutch. All right outside linebacker. Who do we have? We have, oh, my Lord. Hassan Reddick's not a bad choice. He's 25, though, but the reason why I say Hassan Reddick is you can kind of choose, you know, he's kind of a 50-50 type. Does he play coverage? Does he play pass rush? Whereas Bradley Chubb's a little bit more defined. What is Hassan Reddick's block shed? 73. Damn, that was not the best. What about left out? Oh, why couldn't have been left out? We could have had Von Miller. Oh, we got scammed. Oh, no. How old is he? He's 24. Hassan Reddick's not much older, and he is more of a hybrid type. I'm going to go Hassan Reddick, I think. I think that's the best choice. 190. I mean, what do you want? All right, we could get dupes at this point. You never know, but let's take a look. Hopefully, maybe we get a corner at this point, and we get a free safety. Okay, so free safety. I do see Simmons there. This is actually a huge win. Okay, so this is not bad at all. 26 for Simmons. Antoine Winfield. I mean, there's some really good players here. I think you got to go Simmons, right? Micah Hyde. Is he superstar? He is. He's 29. I mean, there's some okay options a little bit later, too, but you got to go Justin Simmons. He's a 95 overall in this roster. I consider this a massive W. It is a free safety, though, but it's still a massive win, obviously. I will say the one really nice thing about this is that I'm usually a little bit, these take a bit longer because I always think, oh, what do I want to do? And I'm stuck on the pick. But, I'm kind of like, okay, it's as easy as hell. I have no choice. I have to spin and then choose. We now have a choice of, no. Okay, that's a fullback. All right, my favorite position, obviously. You have guys like, Mark Andrews, Michael Pierce, Xavier Howard, Wyatt Teller, Tuin and Hawkinson, but I love me a fullback too. 29 years old versus 26. He's a superstar, but how long does superstars last? Screw it, we're going to take the best in the biz. Kyle Juszczyk. All right, round 6, the lack of talent it's going to start showing up soon, so let's see if we can get something valuable. Anything but a punter, fullback, kicker. I should probably take fullback off now, though. And we get an inside linebacker. For the inside linebackers, you do have... we'll still probably get someone decent, but yeah, the talent has dropped. Demario Davis is obviously not a choice. Tremaine Edmonds is probably the number 1 on the list so far, but maybe someone else. Devin Bush, 77 overall. Patrick Queen as well. Tremaine's an 81 overall, 22. In a user league, you definitely take Devin Bush, but as far as this goes, I don't know if it really matters to go with someone like Devin Bush. Higher hit power, good jumping and all that. So I know the catching is going to be really bad on, both players, but mainly on Tremaine. But 67-man, 61 zone. Edmonds is 67-man, 58 zone. What is actually making Edmonds such a good overall here? Let's block shed 83, which is really high, actually. And then Devin Bush's block shed, which is 72. You know what? I'm going to go with Tremaine Edmonds. It's a new name for us as well. Tremaine Edmonds, the monster. Take him. It says we took him. Was it supposed to be opposite? I don't even know. It'd be really nice to pull a wide receiver right now because A.J. Brown is there on the top of the list, but let's see what we get. Of course, I muted it because I'm starting to get a bit annoyed, and we get a strong safety. Apparently a strong safety. I will say now it feels a little awkward, though, because it's like really quiet, so I might put it back on him, to be honest. Adrian Amos, who is 27. Poyer, who is way too old. John Johnson, who is 24, is looking like a prime candidate here. Although, it's definitely Gardner Johnson, right? There's just no doubt about it. We're going to be with Gardner Johnson, the strong safety, I believe, for the Saints. Welcome to the team. Not a bad pick. Once again, I would have liked a wide receiver there, A.J. Brown, but, can't win them all. And I did remove fullback. I could probably remove quarterback as well, but we're going to keep everything else on the list. And, we'll hope for the best. And we end up getting a left center. So, of course, this is a dupe. However, we actually do this often in fantasy draft rebuilds or just rebuilds in general where we can trade. We do make, centers and guards, different positions. Bradbury is probably the number 1 choice here. And the rest, this is not looking good. What about the left guard? We almost had that drop. I mean, I guess to be fair, the O-line's not looking super great in general. David Andrews, 28, so I don't think there's much more of a choice but to take Garrett Bradbury, who's actually a lot older than I thought. But no choice. Garrett Bradbury it is. All right, back to the wheel. Just about round 10. We're at round 9 right now. And no, pomegranates. A punter. That sucks. And honestly, I don't know who I want as a punter because Johnny Hekker is 30, 97, 95. I mean, he does regress pretty hard after like the first 3 seasons or 2 seasons. I don't know, dude. Michael Dixon probably is the choice. I'm going to take Michael Dixon. Damn, dude, punter. That one, I think, though, even though it sucked, obviously, re-roll, there's no real value in it. I think we are going to pull quarterback and punter off. So I don't know what I want to do for this because it was a tight end. but I didn't show the spin, so I guess we'll redo it. We could have had Pitts there, which kind of sucks that we aren't going to get him, but yay, DT. So instead of what would have been likely Pitts, right, it would have been, yeah, definitely would have been Kyle Pitts. We, instead, of course, get a choice between these super talented players. Yay, I'm stoked. This sucks. I think we might have to choose Onyemata. Sheldon Rankins is 26, so he's not really going to dev up too much. Christian Barmore, I mean, I can make the argument that he's star, but yeah, screw it. We're going to go Christian Barmore, and we're going to make him star dev. 75 overall is really low. I think there's an argument to be made that he would still be here even with star. He's not really that great, but he is by far the best choice. In theory, this should be one of our toughest rebuilds, which is kind of cool. Back to the wheel spin for round 11. Can we get a wide receiver, please? Corner. Still could be corner. We'll see. We'll see. A free safety, not a bad choice, because you can still get a corner out of it. And not just that, we do have Gardner Johnson, who could already play corner, so when it comes down to, we could just do that. We already see one choice. Juan Thornhill, definitely built to play corner a bit. 24 years old, though, 79 overall. Justin Blackman, 22. No hidden development, but definitely better, or no star plus development. Definitely better overall. You also do have McKinney if you want to play a pure safety. Not bad at all, but he is on the slower side. Morig, I would probably put at star. Same with Holland. Do we put Trayvon? Let's go Trayvon. Trayvon Morig. Gonna put him at star development trade. Once again, another argument that could be made that he would be there. You've seen a couple other star guys. Not great, but it could always be worse. Getting enough of these damn safeties, though. Come on, give us a wide receiver. Running back, wide receiver, something. And we're not going to get it as, oh, that's the worst role possible at this round. The best right tackle we're going to get is some old guy. I mean, you could see that there's still Lockett is there, Fuller. I mean, there's some decent names there. As far as right tackle, though, yikes. Okay, so woo. I think there's really no choice. Jawan Taylor, who's actually not half bad, but obviously no hidden. That's a bad pick. Man, that was fun. I hope it happens again. Please give us a wide receiver. That's all I want at this point. And another center. That's 3 now. Yay. Of course, I didn't actually mean to click remove center on off the list, but I think it actually is fair. If any of them hit a triple, I think we pretty much just have to allow it, right? Like that's really rough to like get the same position 3 times and heading on to a 4th. So we have Creed Humphrey or Josh Myers. Do I pull the Packers and take Josh Myers even though Creed Humphrey's there on the board? Do I do it? Do I do it? Obviously, I'm not going to do it, but Landon Dickerson in next Madden, Kendrick Green is who I would choose. Man, that guy is a freak for the Madden launch ratings. I mean, you could either go with the 70 overall for potential long-term future or Alex Mack. The thing is, I actually want a bad pick considering, what we ended up with. So I think you pretty much have to go Creed Humphrey and hope he develops. So another low overall pick for us. So that gives us 4 offensive linemen already. I think if we get one more offensive lineman, we'll pull the line off the list just because I think it's fair, right? Like, it's not fun to spin for backups when you don't even have starters, right? I mean, maybe I'm wrong. You guys are like, oh, you should do it. That's part of it. But, I just need a wide receiver. It's the only position I care about at this point. And we get another outside linebacker, which in theory could be a backup. So left outside linebacker, like I said, could be a backup or a starter because Jordan Brooks is looking pretty primed here. And ooh, Koromoa, why is he so slow? That's bad. That is awful. So Tremaine Edmonds, Hassan Reddick. Ooh, we do actually need a pass rusher still. My brain wanted to just go to a different freaking position and just draft someone, and I was like, we can't do that, can we? Joseph Osai. If I allow Joseph Osai, can I put his dev up? Can I do it? Can I change his ratings and put his dev up? I'm going to allow it. I'm just going to allow it. Simply put, what do you want from me? He's not going to be that great anyways, but it's still a win. It is kind of cheating, but it's fun to cheat. So technically, we can still keep left out, right out, and middle linebacker on the board because we still need one middle linebacker, which really sucks. So I almost argue that you want to take one of these guys. You want linebacker to roll because then we can take 3 off the board, right? But I guess it doesn't really matter because if you get it anyways. Regardless, let us spin again. We're 15 rounds, which is kind of halfway through the draftable rounds. And we are going to land... Please keep going! Yes! Because DT sucks. At this point, I legitimately would rather not, right? Because these are the DTs. Yikers, right? And Jordan Brooks is still there. That's a win. Jordan Brooks, the new middle linebacker for the team. Looks pretty damn good, actually. You can maybe even argue that he's just as good as Tremaine Edmonds, who we drafted, like, I don't even know, 10 rounds ago. And with that, the starting linebackers have been selected. Please, all I'm asking for is one wide receiver, and we're not going to get it again. Left end, which we haven't decided what kind of scheme we're going to play yet. We might have to be, this might be where we actually decided. If there's no 3-4 ends, we may have to turn this into an edge rush team. I don't know, dude. Like, I don't know. The one thing I do know, though, is that the right ends absolutely suck. Jalen Phillips, Jason Owe. So who do we draft on the outside? So Hassan Reddick could play coverage, which would give us 3 coverage guys and 1 edge rush need, and we would need a DT. We love our 4-3 defenses in Madden. I think we have no choice. I think you got to go Jalen Phillips. We had right end, right? I think you go Jalen Phillips, and this is a 4-3 team. Last second 4-3 team. We're doing it. Jalen Phillips, welcome to the squad. All right, so we have our edge. We just need a DT, and the front 7 is done. But I still want my damn wide receiver and my running back. We got extremely lucky on quarterback, and then ever since then it has dropped, and a cornerback. I would have been excited about 17 rounds ago. All right, are there any corners left? You can see there's a couple of good overalls. Quan Williams is not very good. AJ Terrell, he's my favorite. Now, this would be a little cheese. Okay, if we grab one of those guys, it'd be a little cheese. They would probably be long gone from now. However, I didn't say I couldn't just grab them and just keep them at their normal overall, right? Or their normal dev. So I might take a look at the 3 bigs there, the 3 young guys, and see what, who's the best. As you can see, Patrick here is kind of slow. I'd make the argument for Stokes. In Madden 22, he actually doesn't look very good, I'm going to be honest. JC Horn, who's 1 year older, a little bit better all around, technically. 84 hit power, is that true? And Caleb Farley can suck my ass at that age. That's really weird to say, but sure, yeah. They all have really high hit power. Why? That doesn't make a lot of sense. Yeah, I guess we'll go Patrick because he's the youngest. I'm not going to change his dev or anything. We're just going to draft him. So that is one of many cornerbacks that we need. There's still a lot of the rookie wide receivers in there. Obviously, we would keep them at normal, but even then, debate if I should even allow it. But yeah, there's no guaranteed, proven names left at all. So, I mean, I'll still take one because we need one. But man, that wide receiver role is so bad. And watch. Is it going to stop? And funny enough, so here are the wide receivers. Cole Beasley, obviously the highest, but all these guys are, 30 plus years old. You have Jamar Chase. You have Jalen Waddle, who's super fast here, and he's actually pretty close to that in the game. On 22, they actually made him very fast, which he deserves to be fast, but if you compare him to the other wide receivers, he's maybe a little too fast. Let's take a look at what Jamar Chase has. So you can't really teach jumping, which is not very great for him. 87 release, which is a very hard, rating to get up. 90, though, for Jalen, who's also faster. Jalen Waddle is hard to beat, but I like the size of Jamar Chase. I think he's more perfect. Yeah, we're going to go Jamar Chase just for his size. I think he should be 6'1", though, rather than 6 foot. But who knows? Maybe we can land another one. Maybe we can land wide receiver again and get Waddle as well, which would be clutch. It's going to tight end, isn't it? Might not be the worst thing in the world, though. All right, for tight end, Pitts could still be there, which would be so cheese. Brevin Jordan. Oh, my lord. Pat Fryermuth. Damn, these tight ends suck. How old is Jared Cook? 33. Yeah, he is an old fella. Honestly, I'm just going to look at the Madden 22 ratings because I'm gonna put Brevin or Pat, whoever we get, you know, as the overall for their, you know, Madden 22 selves. Not the rate, you know, not the dev, because I think Pat probably will be star development trait, but we'll see. So they got Brevin Jordan as an 85 speed, 88 excel, 84 agility, low catching, low route running guy, where Pat is really slow. Holy crap, he's barely usable. Yeah, I'm going to go with Brevin Jordan. He's a lot faster. Brevin Jordan it is. He's 80 speed, Pat is. That's literally lower than Aaron Donald. So I imagine at this point, running back and wide receiver will be the best value. So obviously I'm kind of hoping for one of those, which we will not be getting, and that is going to be just awful value. But, I mean, it finishes our O-line, I guess. Right tackle, huh? Let's see. 76 over. I'm actually surprised Terrell Crosby is here. Terrell Crosby might be my choice. I mean, Jalen Mayfield's there. He doesn't look too bad, but obviously the strength's lacking. Could play a guard in the future. I mean, making the best out of a terrible, terrible situation. But I suppose with that, our wheel spin gets a lot less crowded as we are now down to a lot less positions, you know, hitting round 20 plus now. Let's see what we land. And even now, we can't get a freaking running back, dude. Stop! And we get a free safety. Nice. And now this is obviously a choice between, are we going to be going for a free safety to start, or are we going to be using this pick as technically a cornerback pick? Javon Holland is still there. So we did draft Trayvon to start at safety. Same with Simmons. We could use Trayvon as a corner, though. It really comes down to what we get after this as well, I suppose. But I think no matter how you look at it, I don't know why I backed out. I think this is going to be Javon Holland, to be honest. I don't really see how it could be anyone else. Yeah, Javon Holland's kind of built to play corner, so whatever. Holland is going to be our choice. And whether we're playing the safety at corner or not, I think this will be the last time we'll allow safety to be on the board. As right now, I'm actually kind of hoping for kicker almost. I was joking. Well, last time we're seeing safety. The problem with strong safety is typically it is going to be like a non-usable piece to corner. Andre Sisco is still there, probably the number one choice, as he is obviously going to be pretty young. Yeah, I mean, Andre Sisco, there's no choice. Really, just take him. So we still need a bunch of wide receivers. We still need a bunch of corners. Well, maybe not a bunch. And we still need a starting running back that we have not pulled yet, which is, I mean, absolutely awesome, obviously. Let's do a spin. Running back is so hard to develop in Madden 2. And we're not going to get one. Yeah, now I'm starting to just feel beat down on. It just doesn't feel good. Devontae Smith is still there. The thing is, like, I feel bad because, like, a guy like Devontae Smith shouldn't be there, obviously. But at the same time, you know, they're just not going to be used at, you know, low overall normal anyways. So it's better to get them than to not get them, I guess. You know, at least, you know, somebody's going to use them. Just trying to check if anyone else. Because, you know, at the end of the day, 22 is rather old for a Madden fantasy draft where you can get guys that are like 21, and obviously some of these guys, these created guys, are 20. You know, you're looking at them, and, you know, Devontae's not really that great, right? Especially when you get a speed demon like Anthony Schwartz here. Catching is really bad, though. Yeah, we'll take Devontae just because he's a more fun name anyways. Devontae Smith is the choice. And at this point, I don't even know if it matters to get running back. We're going to be left with the same result anyways, pretty much. And yeah, we're going to get another wide receiver. Alrighty, so what we have now is a very, very good-looking group of wide receivers that just so happens to be really, really, really low overall. Anthony Schwartz is probably going to be our choice. There are some really fast players here, though. Elijah Moore could be a fun one as well. Kind of the perfect number 3 here. What about Tutu Atwell? Doesn't really get the job done, does he? Amari Rodgers. Now, this is the Amari Rodgers I would love to see in Madden 22, but that's just not the Amari Rodgers you're going to see. Kadarius Toney. There's actually a lot of choices here. Very jukey. The release. 85 release, so we'll keep that in mind. 85 release. Whoever made this really loves the release on these players because, you know, they're very overrated for release. Like, they're so high. Askridge. Jeez, that guy's old. Is he actually that old in real life? All right, Schwartz, don't let me down with that release. 82. it's kind of hard to beat Anthony Schwartz. I'm going to take him. We are getting there, though. We have almost every position filled, so do another spin. Maybe we get the running back. Maybe we don't. And it's looking good for a running back. I cannot tell, though. It looks like a kicker. And honestly, not bad timing. I feel like kickers are actually just about to go. You got to go for the best Madden franchise kicker, which is obviously Harrison Butker, because he's 5 years younger and right there, right on par with some of the ratings. Harrison Butker's our guy. We're now down to 4. If we can get a DT, we'll be down to 3. We're never going to get the running back, though. Don't worry about it. As we get another wide receiver, I think we'll allow one more spin of the wide receiver after this, and then we're done with it. Although, do we get sneaky and put Amari Rodgers at running back? Because he kind of fits the mold, right? Like in a Madden franchise, if I was the Packers, I would debate, well, he's kind of trash in Madden 22. I would probably debate putting him at running back, right? Like, he's decent. You also do have Kadarius Toney, but I think he's a little too small to be a running back. Screw it, we're going to take Kadarius Toney and debate putting him at running back, I think. Kadarius Toney. Maybe I should have streamed this, because obviously it'd be a little bit easier if some of you guys were like, is that fair or not? I mean, I think it's debatable. It depends on how high of an overall he jumps to, which may be really high in fairness. As we get a corner, we kind of needed one again, so we'll go for that. As of right now, we have 3 corners, technically 4. So we're going to make the argument of one more, I think, right? Because, I mean, we have a lot of safeties, but technically all of those, the safeties are going to be corner. Sean Wade, who should probably be safety. Yes, who can decide who is who anymore? Ambry Thomas. Very fast, but looking a bit rough. These corners are not looking great. I'm actually going to go with Christian Fulton. He's really the best choice at this point. All right, down to the last 3 choices. We could still use running backs once again. I don't know if we're going to allow Kadarius to play running back. I think it might be a little cheese as we finally get our true running back poll. I think Michael Carter is by far the best for using. But as far as, I got to think of who's going to be the best running back for Madden. Ngwangwu, or whatever his name is, really slow here. Way faster than in real life, obviously. Let's go by trucking, see if there's anyone young. Even though he's slow, I actually do like Trey Sermon. I'm going to take him. And we're going to, you know what? We're going to allow it. We're going to allow running back to be on there again because we want a different style of running back, and we don't know who this TM starter is at this rate. And we're going to get our final defensive tackle on top of it. So I may have not had the wheel spin up, but, let's be honest, I'm not going to choose to get a DT before the rest of the positions because all these guys suck. Tyler Shelvin is actually really good in Madden 22, but he's not here. There's certain positions, some of the picks earlier all allow us to, quote-unquote, cheat and change their ratings towards their Madden 22 selves, but this, at this point, would be a little bit too cheesy for even me. Odigizua actually looks really good here, and I think he actually is pretty damn good in the actual game itself as well, so we're going to go for it. And now we're down to the last 2 positions. It really doesn't matter, spinning running back or wide receiver. And even then, we're not going to get... It's a 50-50 chance, and we don't get a freaking running back. So we get wide receiver. We're going to allow... we're not going to spin another time, but we're going to allow one more pick. And we're just going to... we are going to spin. We're going to do every single position again, and it's going to be our final spin. Ooh, Donovan Peoples-Jones is here, and he's actually really good in Madden. I'm going to go DPJ. I don't know if anyone calls him that, but sounds cool. All right, I simplified it a little bit, but these are the positions we're going to be going for. QB, running back, wide receiver, tight end, left end, right end, linebacker, and DB. The rest will just be auto-filled by EA. What do we get? Of course it would be. Of course, now it's running back. Okay, dude. Well, I mean, we got running back, so there's that, right? I suppose. Can we go by speed? Cottrell? I don't know who the hell that is. I don't like him, though, already. I'm going to go Kenneth Gainwell. And now we're just going to be simming the rest of the class, and I kind of wanted to see what the overall is. But obviously, I'm going to have to adjust some things, adjust the ratings and all that, and then we'll be able to see the squad. Maybe we make a trade or two. I don't know. All right, so we have the team for year 1. Of course, there's a reason I chose the Texans. They're one of the teams that have, I wouldn't say the worst draft pick situation, but kind of the worst draft pick situation-ish. We probably do or are deserved more draft picks here. I believe the Texans would actually technically have their first, second, and third in real life, technically, because this is, rosters based on after the draft. So this is really 2021, not 2020. But you know what? We want the challenge. Our team's an 80 overall, and even with the spins, which obviously did affect us, obviously we ended up with a much worse team than we normally would, but wide receiver being super abundant and the young guys just never getting picked up because normal dev with low-ish overalls, usually doesn't get, any interest from teams. As far as Kadarius Toney goes, 75 overall, we made him similar to the way he is on Madden 22, but I didn't want to raise his juke move too high. I think he's 92 juke move in the game. If we did that, then obviously he'd be a very high overall. So 75 overall as the starter for now. We'll see if we need to draft someone or pick someone up because, once again, lots of different running backs in Madden just don't succeed for whatever reason. So got to see if we can get lucky. I don't know a number to run for him, so I'm just going to put him at 24. And then far as the defensive side of things go, kind of better-ish, because, we do have better devs, better hiddens, but overall, we're lacking on both sides of the ball, but I would say we're lacking more on offense, kind of. Once again, we do have Herbert here, who is a pretty decent overall, actually 86 overall. He's a freak. So as much as we got unlucky with other positions, getting quarterback in the first 3 rounds, let alone the very first pick, is insane RNG. So, what could have happened if we didn't? Who knows? But obviously, it's not that hard to get a quarterback. One as good as Herbert early on, probably. Maybe it takes us an extra year if we even win a Super Bowl. But yeah, let's actually take a look at the comparison between our team and the others. So we have an 80. The majority of the league seems to be like an 82/83. So we're not super far behind. We do have a lot of normals, though. So some of these other teams, like that looks insane. Some aging pieces there as well. Harrison Smith, kind of meh. But very insane there, too. The Cardinals look like the team to beat. Chiefs are looking pretty good. Russell Wilson, Terran Armstead, and Darren Waller. Those Cowboys are super tough to beat, too. There's a lot of really good teams around the league. They're all pretty balanced, too. So, it's hard to tell who's going to do well. Like, we could be 80 overall, which is very close, but since everyone else is 82, 83, we could still be like a 6-10 team for all we know, which would really suck, considering, once again, we do not have our own first-round pick. And we're starting off all right with a breakout scenario for Devontae Smith, and obviously he succeeds, gets 20k XP and star dev. So we do have re-signings, but all of them are pretty much backups. Corey Clement, no shots. Carter Coughlin, maybe actually. He's actually pretty athletic, not a bad contract. $2 million per year is a decent-looking backup. Might as well, right? That's okay money. We'll do it. CJ Board, a lot of these other guys, though, really not worth the money. Rochelle, super fast, but we just don't need these guys. So unless they're asking for very little, we're probably going to let them go. I think we just got a dev up. We did. Kadarius Toney is now a star dev player. Now, I'm going to spoil it a little bit here. 2 teams, 8-7 in the division. The only chance to make the playoffs is to win. So whether it's the Titans or us, the Texans, one of these teams will make it to the postseason. The other will not. And we find out that we are the team. Patrick Surtain was the only one that got a breakout and did not succeed it. But as you can see, 9-7, we get that spot. This is how the season went, believe it or not. Not actually that bad, 9-7. Obviously, we have no idea what each team looks like, who's the strongest, who's the worst. 0-3, I was like, the worst time to not have your picks. I suppose it's right out the gate, so it's not like we had any control anyways. But Justin Herbert, not a good-looking season. Gotta imagine there's a lot of rushing touchdowns in there, which there kind of is. Kadarius Toney did get to star, unlikely to go to superstar, but probably good enough to be the starter again for another season at least. Let's go to receivers now. Jamar Chase, not bad. Devontae Smith, not great, but he does have star. Brevin Jordan could go to star. I don't know. And then Anthony Schwartz, there's a lot of names around here to try and throw the ball to, so I'm not going to blame him for that season. O-line center actually gave up a lot of sacks. I don't know if we just played Aaron Donald every week or what's the story, but 9 sacks allowed by the center. Looking at the tackles, we had 2 guys over 100 sack totals. Not bad for a bunch of, quote-unquote, no-name rookies. They have names, but they are rookies, so you got to make your name for yourself. Osai with 8, Barmore with 8.5. Maybe Barmore was actually on the other team playing against Creed Humphrey here the whole time. Patrick Surtain, though, with 4 picks. May not have gotten that dev up to star there, but he still might get one at the end of the season. Harrison Butker was awful. I almost want to take a look at Justin Tucker to see if he did equally as bad, just so I feel better about the pick. And he was, kind of. So, yay. Right? I guess. Doesn't really make it any worse or better for us. Mahomes on the Bills, Lawrence on the Chiefs, Allen on the Bears. Some interesting numbers there. Obviously, we're not going to have anything like that. Any award at all? Anything? Oh, Surtain. Well, I mean, he should win. So he didn't win Defensive Rookie of the Year, but he was the best DB. Best DB is like one of the hardest awards to win in general. Suppose these guys are linebackers, so maybe that's half the reason. But hey, we made a playoff berth on the first season. Did not expect it. And you never know. You never know. Which I will say would be really disappointing because this was supposed to be kind of a challenge. And it seems like a challenge, just the way we're winning isn't, I guess. As we're an 83 overall, the Chiefs are an 85. They were actually also an 80 overall, I believe. They were one of the lower overall teams, too, if I'm not mistaken, right? But here we are for our one and only postseason home game, I would assume. Going up against those Chiefs, they have a couple of decent players. Obviously, Trevor Lawrence almost won MVP over Mahomes. They got McCaffrey. They got some good defenders. They look pretty good as well. 17-3. Right before half, we get a touchdown, which is massive. Start of the second half, we get a touchdown. We're kind of coming back here as we score, 20 unanswered or something like that? This is a very close game. Let's slow this down a little bit because this is intense. I want to see it as we are up 3 again. Both teams gunslinger battle here at the end, and that is potentially a loss. 2nd and 7, we got to come in because the AI is just going to destroy this team. You need to get up there, Simmons. I know you're going against a really talented player, but it does not matter. As Andre Cisco will get him, actually. The Texans have a chance. One of their suggested plays was a run, a pitch play. I mean, I have faith, but maybe not as much faith as they do. As we have some options, but none of them are like safe options. I'd rather take the 10-yard run out of bounds than throw it in there. Maybe could have taken the tight end, but likely would have stayed in bounds. Would have gained maybe an extra 10 yards, but this we at least get the clock stopped. As these numbers, a lot of these numbers are kind of rough. This team is really slow, by the way, and that is going to be picked off. Decided to trust the backup tight end. Whether he's a backup or not, he's an NFL-level player. He has the size advantage by a mile. Maybe a little overthrown, not sure, but ultimately a super unfortunate way to end a season. But, of course, we are not ready. We are just simply not ready. And to be even here already is a little bit of a surprise. But we lose out the gate. Kadarius Toney actually looks like an NFL-level running back here for us. Sack totals, just really wasn't any. Pick for Hassan, well, I mean, look at the difference. 5'9" for him. I don't know what Swain's catching ability is. They're not going to show it. His height, got to be at least like 6'4", right? Yeah, exactly 6'4". Not great catching, but he's taller than 5'9". He has that matchup won every day of the week, but I guess not today. All right, so for the Pro Bowl, let's see if we had anyone in the Pro Bowl. It's going to be hard for me to see, ain't going to lie, because I'm like looking through this, but it's not always that easy. Brevin Jordan made the Pro Bowl as the number 3 tight end, which usually they don't even do 3 tight ends, but, here we are. Any O-lineman? I don't even remember who the hell we have. I think we have like one OK. Yeah, we have a good left tackle, but he didn't really play that well. Osai, the backup left end. Barmore, the backup DT. Edmonds, the number 1 middle linebacker, which is nice. Surtain, the number 1 corner. We had a couple of names, right? We did some things. We at least showed up somewhere near the Super Bowl as the Chargers and Seahawks go up against each other, and the Chargers win in a rather high-scoring affair. As far as dev-ups go, who would I have thought on? Yeah, I guess it would have been Brevin Jordan is the only guy to dev up. Star dev, tight ends get it all the time. Now, him going to superstar, that would be some sort of miracle, which obviously is not going to happen. We do see actually a few dev-ups on defense. Patrick Surtain goes to star. Brooks also goes to star. Edmonds goes to superstar. Osai goes to superstar. And, of course, Christian Barmore, the most deserving outside of Surtain, goes to superstar. I mean, the team looks decent. I mean, maybe you look at a new safety, perhaps. You look for a new DT, most likely. But overall, I mean, I think defense is almost already set. Offense, wide receiver, we'll keep an eye on, see how players play. O-line's the main issue, though. As we have 110 mil, but that also means that other teams have 110 mil, and realistically, that's just going to be a no-go for free agency. Maybe DT number 2, like we said here with Kawan Short. But honestly, he doesn't provide that much of an upside, so there's really just no point in spending any money here. All right, so I've done a sad. I was skipping slowly in time. Keep on skipping. And I got, because I had to spam it, I got a little anxious. And I accidentally skipped the next pick. There was a couple of really nice players here. Start of the second, or the third. There was a lineman, a center that was like a early first talent grade. I'm super sad. We don't need a running back that bad. That guy was intriguing, but, of all the needs, the tight end looks like the highest potential. Don't think we need one, but could be better than... Nah, we don't need him, dude. Could be better than Brevin Jordan. Best case scenario, he's superstar. If he's not superstar, he's not better than Brevin. I mean, realistically, we just sold, simply put. Going to be taking Clyde Robertson, hoping for the best. We get a 73 overall normal. I mean, if he's better than Odigizua, which, very likely chance. 83 power move, 89 strength, 72 block shed, decent speed. It's hard to beat. I guess he'll start. There's really not much more to say about it. I don't remember everyone by name, but I imagine it'll be pretty easy to find because they're going to be probably the best players available. Speaking of best players available, there are not a lot of them. Oakman... Jesus Christ. These are some good players. Well, I guess next year's draft's going to be pretty sick. We traded our 2 late fourths for a third round from the Eagles. They actually look kind of bad, so you never know. That could be like a late second round pick, technically. But yeah, let me tell you, this offseason, kind of irrelevant. Kind of useless. But I suppose this running back looks all right. We're going to take him. Screw it. 68 overall normal. I mean, if that's a 68 overall, I don't know what to tell you. That's what makes this guy only a 68 overall. I don't get that. He's really good, but sure, 68 overall, you got it. We're gonna take this random cornerback, Quandre Jefferson. I mean, usable kind of 68 zone coverage, but meh. This is a bad draft. This is what happens when you get only trash draft picks. A late third is our highest. It's expected. Hell, even our freaking fullback I had is gone. Oh my god, he was a really good-looking fullback too, but... Oh well, Corey Dane, backup quarterback. We didn't have one. Obviously a super talent. Aries Clifford, 62 overall normal lineman, strong. Not actually that bad considering he's, 6'7", 22 years old. Kinda usable, kinda not. Just be sitting as a backup for now, we'll see. But I'll tell you, not a good draft. I want to see if we can find some of the players I did pass on or just kind of sold on. They would be like late seconds, maybe early third. So this guy they said was a speed demon, which, of course, as you could tell, is obviously not true. That's very average safety speed, even debatably below average with that excel. His development trait was superstar, though, so they were hinting at speed demon for leveling up, maybe. I don't know. Matt Mills, this running back looks very fast. This is a solid-looking running back, very high overall. Fun as hell, too. 5'9". He's like a better DeAndre Swift, and he's better Dev. This could have been the center. I don't know, though. George Kendricks, I can't really tell what, sounds familiar or not. But if it was, obviously, that's a sell because he's star. He probably was the guy. It would not surprise me because, once again, it's at early third. That's pretty late in the second round. That must have been him. Here's the running back I had. Keyshawn Alston looked really good. Don't think I would have taken him, even though he's obviously absolutely insane. And he's pretty huge, right? 6'1", 232. That's a fun player for sure. This was actually the guy we did take. And the tight end must have been in here somewhere, right? No, the tight end went after. We still had a chance at the tight end if we wanted him. I don't think this was the guy, right? I think our guy was 6'3" as well. Same as Brevin. This was the guy. Forrest Babanu looking like a potential mistake. We'll see. If he's superstar or better, it's a sell. If he's not, I guess it really doesn't matter. And he is star. So a really good player, obviously, by the Jets, but didn't really matter. If that center was the guy, which I assume it is, super sell there. But, these things happen. I was going to go to about 24, and obviously went a few picks after that we would have made out with him in the van. What? All right, it's year 2. Obviously, we had a pretty impressive, kind of surprising start to this rebuild, as we all probably thought that we were going to have a definite miss of a playoff season, but we did not. Of course, in the offseason, really did not upgrade literally anything, but I suppose we did add that extra third for next year, aka this year, and ultimately we didn't really have that much to work with anyways. No one could really sign any free agents because they were all really bad players, and the draft, obviously we didn't have that many picks. Could have got that center, which would have been really clutch, but we didn't. Defensively, though, did we? I thought we added some starter. Yeah, Robertson, but doesn't really matter. Obviously, we did get some dev ups, which obviously help as well. So I'd say, we're a little bit above par since last season, but yeah, we really didn't do anything. You pretty much could have just ignored the entire offseason because it just did not really exist. Oh, we don't need a safety anymore, it appears, as Andre Cisco gets the star. Not that much XP, but it's still a star boost. So we have more re-signings once again, but none of these guys are starters. Or is there anybody that... Dylan Moses needs to be way higher speed, by the way, but is there anybody that we would want to keep? Probably not, right? I mean, these guys are all backup level talent, which is kind of why they're being sent as backups. Yeah, there's no one we need. All right, Titans again, week 17. Doesn't matter as much, though, going against them, as we do win the division at 10-6. Actually, it probably did matter, because if Jacksonville won and we lost, I imagine there's a pretty good chance there, or at least some sort of chance that we may have lost a spot. We beat them once, and it didn't matter. We actually had them locked up. So good job and improvement. 10-6. Stats look better for Herbert as well. Kadarius Toney's stats look better too. Dowdy goes a superstar, but that is a good year. Devontae Smith looking pretty good, as Jamar Chase, Brevin Jordan, and Schwartz not looking super hot, but wins are all that matters. Frank Ragnow better for sure. Jawan Taylor worse than last season for sure. Jalen Phillips, ironically enough, actually had a breakout against his Dolphins. Well, his Dolphins, but he didn't get it. But a 15-sack season probably will get him to superstar anyways. Garner Johnson was pretty decent. It was a pretty good year. Harrison Butker was better. Everyone was definitely better than they were the previous year. Herbert all the way to number 3 on the MVP list and number 1 on Offensive Player of the Year list. Any other awards? You got a couple that are close. Garner Johnson, best corner. We get the best kicker. So, best corner or best DB won back-to-back years. Going up against the Chiefs yet again. Both teams the same overall now, though, which means we've done a bit of catching up, which is obviously nice to see. And we'll see if we're able to take them on this time and win at least, as last time we did not. Of course, a nighttime game this time as well, so I don't know if that changes anything, but why not? Let's make that the story, make that the headline. It's different. Oh, they're winning because of... Well, we're not going to win, though, because we're obviously getting smoked here. But they're winning because it's nighttime. I don't know. 20-7, just like that. You just never know. You just never know. Safety before half, too, it appears. We're down 1. Well, down 8 again, or down 8 now. Really looking good, and then just throwing it away. Need the touchdown, don't get it, and we're just going to give them another touchdown. And yeah, we lost yet again to the Chiefs, carrying that Chiefs name high, because once again, rosters are pretty similar, yet we're getting beat simply because we're the Texans roster and they're the Chiefs. It's really no doubt about it. That's literally what it is, because both teams are very similar, and if anything, ours is probably better built. As you can see, their sack totals came from Jamin Davis and Stephon Tuitt. Don't get me wrong, Tuitt could probably get sacks, but that formation, that just doesn't look like it works with the players they have. They just took good players, whether they fit the scheme or not. Am I missing something here, or where's Herbert? He should be on the list here, no? What kind of scamboni? We got number 5 for wide receiver. O-line, it appears that we do not have anyone. We do not pass rush. Am I looking at the wrong side? Where the hell is Jalen Phillips? Oh, he's number 1. It's literally right there. Right, nice. Jalen Phillips, number 1. We actually had less this year than previous years. Hassan Reddick, Gardner Johnson, Surtain. Well, maybe we didn't actually kind of equaled out a bit there near the end. But, yeah, unfortunately, another loss, and maybe that whole the Chiefs are winning and we're losing because of the team situation is out the window, because the Lions are here in the Super Bowl. Then again, I don't know how good their roster is. They have lost the game, but maybe they have an absolutely OP roster that just completely ignores those logic situations. Brady, yeah, it is Brady, though, to be fair. They love Brady in this game, so not a very fair assessment to compare team names when you have Brady, the sim god. Devontae Smith, surprisingly enough, good enough to get to superstar. A little surprised by that. Not going to lie, a little surprised by that. No dev up for Chase, no dev up for Kadarius Toney. Defensively, a lot of dev ups, it would appear, as We have Barmore as an X factor, Garner Johnson as a superstar, and the entire linebacking group is superstar. Hassan Reddick, you can see here, goes to superstar. Clutches one of them all, because obviously he's on the older side comparatively. Jordan Brooks to superstar. No one else with a dev up, but obviously another really good season. I mean, I don't know if any other teams are deving up like we are, but you got to think if we have a good draft here, we might be able to at least win a playoff game next season. All right, so we had pick 21 in the first round. I mean, moving to that pick, there was a lineman. Gary Eubanks fell that far. He was the Heisman-winning freaking player, but sure. We had a lineman. He's gone now. Could go with that center. Chad Haynes, 6'4", white guy in the defensive backfield. Get him and put him at corner. Then you have yourself a league. Don't know what to think at that point. RJ Davis, who's a mid-second, early first grade, or Daryl Stockton, who is an early third, late first grade. May look to grab both of them, but realistically, the biggest need is DT. This guy just doesn't have any information for me, though, so I'm not sure if I'm willing to even go for him. I think let's try to get to, like, pick 7 in the second round, though, if we can. So we went to 34, and we gained a second round next year, and ironically enough, the Dolphins actually used that pick to take Haynes. Not a bad pick, I suppose. We moved back a couple more picks with the Vikings, and we end up grabbing a 4th round next year, so next year not looking too bad. Once again, DT's the biggest need, mid-first grade. This guy is an early first grade. O-line is not that bad, but I think you can say the same thing with DT, right? Like, he's not that bad. It's just we're looking for guys with better dev. So, this guy's a true blue center. Oh, man, I don't know. Screw it, RJ Davis. 75 overall normal. I mean, I guess he's better than Creed Humphrey, but that also gives us the idea that there's no point in going for the other center, so I suppose we'll trade up from 21 to try and grab this DT and hope for someone that's better than what we already have. We go up 53, a 4th is, and a 4th next to go all the way up to pick 6 with the Buccaneers, which is likely going to be that DT. Assuming this left end, yeah, the DT. What about this DT? I mean, this is just another really bad draft, we're going to be honest, but Bryson Henning's going to be the choice, hoping for the best, and yeah, just a complete waste of a pick. Gotta love the draft. We're going to take a bit of a reach here. An early 5th round player. Looks good enough to play safety. May even be good enough to play corner. Enrique Morrison. And the only hidden guy we land, 68 overall. A little too slow to play corner, most likely. But, I mean, gives us some versatility and some options, I suppose, if we need to re-sign players and we don't have the money, which I think we should. Because, once again, Herbert probably won't need a contract for a long time. So we'll, cross that when we need to. This running back looks pretty good, but obviously a little too high, especially for a position of not need. We get a 3rd and a 5th next year from the Eagles. We're now at 21 at the running backs there. I suppose we'll take him, but we really don't need anyone. Roman Turnbull, whatever. 70 overall normal. Fun-looking player. Doesn't really do much for us. But then again, which one of these drafts has? We're pretty much just playing seasons and upgrading the players. But it's really just been the draft, right? It's all about it's just the draft only. Troy Parker, who could play other than center, is our next pick. And potentially our only pick. Really bad strength, but okay overall, I guess. But yeah, this was, these last 2 drafts have been pretty bad. I suppose the first one wasn't that bad, but obviously we didn't have a pick, so, basically is bad. And honestly, I just don't think there's any value here anymore. I mean, that guy, maybe use him in a user league, but for us, he's just a waste of a pick. Honestly, I'm just going to trade this down. So our only star development player, our only hidden player was Star. He's wearing 21. So I want to see the guard that we could have had. Where did he go? He actually didn't go that much higher than where we had him. And once again, normal development trade player as always. This quarterback was a Heisman, probably going to be an X factor. We'll see though. Decent speed. Looks pretty good actually. 23 kind of sucks, but obviously usable. Will he be hidden with Superstar X Factor or just Star? And yeah, he is an X Factor. Pretty obvious stuff. Watch, the one guy we actually let go, this center, is going to be the one that's hidden. This is the guy, and he's not. Wow, what a just a fantastic draft, obviously. And you feel like you guys would be mad if we didn't check out Haynes, and of course he's hidden. Actually could play corner. Do we do it? Do we force him to play corner for Miami? Let's actually see if they need a corner, to be fair. Star development trait. If they need a corner, we're putting them there. I mean, in the future, maybe. Nah, you know what? They need a corner more than they need a damn safety, so why not? He's a 71 overall corner. He's got a chance. All right, it's year 3, and the team overall is technically down a little bit, 86 overall. We have, a high overall quarterback, decent running back, good wide receiver. Meh. Number 2 wide receiver. Brevin Jordan, 79 overall, is looking pretty good. Left tackle, right guard's looking pretty good. Everyone else kind of iffy. Linebackers all look godly. Pass rush looks pretty decent. Robertson, he's not actually that bad, even though he is 74 overall. But, obviously looking to replace him at some point. Everyone looks pretty damn good. Honestly, we have all the devs. It's just, do we have to pay anyone soon? Probably have someone this season, right? Some of the lower-end guys or the later picks, I would imagine we have to pay. So, definitely looking to try and win it soon, to be honest. So here's the re-signings. Let's get some of these done ASAP. Devontae Smith, that's very favorable. In a normal rebuild, this would probably cost, like, I don't know, 150 plus. Kadarius Toney, he's definitely played up to par. And I've actually been a little surprised because usually, if they're not predetermined running backs that are already, like, developed, they usually don't do well. But he actually has done pretty well for us, obviously. Surtain, totally worth it. Jamar Chase is a little bit more of a question mark. I'll give him a... What's his ratings? He's a deep threat receiver for us. I'll give him a 4-year deal, I guess. I mean, probably doesn't really matter anyways. But Phillips, really good year last season. Just give him the damn 7-year deal. Whatever, dude. He's here till 30. Brevin Jordan, really favorable contract. He's not played, like, insanely well, but super cheap for a solid starter. Cisco, super cheap deal. That's another 7-year. I mean, we're basically just going to pay everyone max contracts, for years at least. And it's at a wild card round, and we actually have a bye week at 12-4. Can already be over. I'm going to be honest, this would be a bit of a lackluster one if we actually already win it all. But at the end of the day, we did the challenge, and outside of Herbert, we did get some pretty rough picks, right? I mean, these wide receivers were bottom barrel, and none of them were already developed. Devontae Smith, I mean, he's pretty decent, right? He's done pretty well, but, he didn't really play, like, outstandingly well. O-line was okay. Sack total's looking pretty good there, just off the freaking rip. Osai was decent. Phillips was pretty decent. Hassan Reddick obviously had a potential defensive player of the year level season. Surtain could go to superstar. Harrison Butker, really good now. 20th in yards, though, and 20th offense is not very good for a team hopeful to win the Super Bowl. And really, defensive player of the year wasn't Hassan at number 5. Really? A little debatable. And Harrison Butker is the only award we actually win, but we get a straight shot already to the divisional round. Please don't be the Chiefs, dude. Thank you. Even if we lose to them, at least it's not the Chiefs. The 9-7 Patriots, we are, of course, 12-4, 90 overall to their 87 overall. They got a couple of aging pieces there, like Sherman being one of their top 3 is probably not a good sign for them, but I'm not going to talk anything about anything because we cannot even win a playoff game. Derek Carr is their quarterback. I don't really know how well he does in Sim, but I will tell you one thing. We do not do well in Sim. 7 all, 14-7. I mean, this should be a gimme, right? I'm not saying that the Patriots are a bad team, but this is a team we should definitely beat. I don't know about anyone else, but this is a team we definitely should beat. And just like that, we are going to lose. Like, what is this, dude? Offense doing okay. Defense holds on. Oh, my God. How did the Patriots actually take a lead in that situation? Was it 24-7? Come on, man. Of course, Herbert still throwing mad picks, which really makes me sad. Kadarius Toney, not bad. Jamar Chase with that re-signing for a 4-year. Definitely showing up nicely. Micah Parsons looking pretty good for them. Our pass rush looked awful. And yeah, not a clean game, but I suppose we won, and we move on to the championship. By the way, look at Gardner Johnson. I don't know why. I just get, like, major Stephon Gilmore vibes. I don't know why. All right, who is it that we're going to be facing? The Ravens. We have the talent. They don't seem to have as much of the talent, but does anyone on this team have the speed to keep up with Tyreek? I don't think so. On the other side, it's the Cardinals and the Falcons. I believe the Cardinals have a pretty high overall roster. I can't remember exactly, but I think they do. A little bit better of a start from us, but obviously defense is just giving up touchdowns left and right at this rate. 21-7, looking pretty good. But, we like to sell, which it's starting. Just like that, it's going to be tied up. Come on, offense. Don't sell. Looking okay. We get the touchdown. At least you can't lose on this drive, I suppose. 20 seconds left. That will be overtime. We're going to lose this thing. Maybe not. Let's see, offense. We win. How many yards was that? Was it like a 95-yard touchdown? Oh, my. What happened? let's take a look before we look at anything. View highlights. A 94-yard touchdown at Jamar Chase, of all players. The guy we were kind of iffy on signing long-term. Thankfully we did, because obviously the morale boost has been there. He's playing some pretty good matchup, having some pretty good matchups here, winning his matchup tremendously well. No pressure at all, no picks. I mean, at least it was a clean win. And let's be honest, I'm going to go on a limb and say we're facing the Cardinals. I think they were one of the teams, like I said, that were really high overall. We'll see in a little bit, though. It's still kind of weird that Justin Simmons has kind of been under the radar, hasn't gotten a dev up yet, and he's like the best DB. And I guess Gardner Johnson / Surtain maybe, because Surtain actually has some really good numbers so far. Devontae Smith, short route's not great, but everything else looks amazing. And then Brevin Jordan, who's a possession-type receiver, which is kind of what we need. We already have really good playmaking guys. We just need somebody that can actually catch, which that is what he is. Basically the tight end that we were going to take was basically the same guy, but this guy, Brevin's already star as well. So, unless he was superstar or better, like I said, it just wasn't going to be a massive upgrade. And it is not the Cardinals. I do want to see before we do anything, we'll take a look at the devs. I do want to see the overalls, though, as offensively, not a single dev up, unfortunately. What is Herbert missing? He is missing short accuracy, I suppose. Which, I mean, you can't really choose what to get for short, so I'm going to guess Field General is like the best case scenario for the guy that looks like he's a part of the Outsiders. And there you go. What else do we have for defensively? A few upgrades here in dev. Surtain's a superstar. Osai. These are some really, really high dev ups. I mean, I have not seen this many successful dev ups in ages, man. We've been getting like 3 to 4 a season at this rate. Really good stuff, and I mean, how do you beat this team? I think these are kind of the sliders we should have been on more in the, during the year for Madden, but it is what it is. We are here, and there's nothing can be said about it. Under pressure, I guess. But yeah, everyone's looking really good. Let's take a look at the overalls around the league. We probably are the highest overall now. All that youth finally getting up in dev. 88 overall is the highest so far. 88 for the Seahawks. We are a 91, so we're not much higher than everyone else. Cardinals were an 87, 90 for the Chiefs. I can see why we lost to them a lot. 86 for the Falcons. You can see they have a really good pass rush, though, and almost every game we've lost, especially in the postseason, has been to teams that got a lot of sacks on us, or games that were dicey where a lot of sacks on us. I guess all these games are kind of dicey. Jared Goff. Please do not lose us. Jared Goff, dude. Of course, they're going to score out the gate, which every team does against us, but only a field goal. We get touchdown after we take the ball away. They get a field goal. It's a really close game, but with the way the Falcons are playing, we should win this easily. Like, how are we struggling so much? Come on, Houston. Come on, do a thing. 17-16, 17-22. Are you joking me? Do I have to win this game for you? Come on. You don't need me. You don't need me. They need me. Do they need me? Oh, they need me. How do you lose 10 yards on 3rd and 1? Jesus, somebody give the rights to some other game company. Gonna have to trust the running back, who is also a wide receiver. Forgot about that. That is so clutch. Kadarius Toney showing his wide receiver self again, slipping it all the way down to the 44-yard line. Timeout. I don't care. I want to win a Super Bowl here, especially since we deserve it. If we didn't deserve it, fair enough. Give it another year. But we deserve it. Schwartz, 99 speed, 98 XL. Can he just burn? He can. The throw is there, and he's down to the 1. If I'm the Falcons, I'm calling a timeout. I am calling a timeout because I'll be honest with you, I'm chewing clock right here. Will I after this play? Probably not, if there is a need for one, but you got to waste the clock. This has to be the last drive for your team, and ooh, huge hits. Let's call a timeout now. We do get the clock down, though. That's the main goal. Of course, I want the running back in the backfield at all times. It's like the main guy I trust at this rate, Mr. Kadarius. Just don't sell here. And throwing it low. Perfect throw. Who else but Jamar Chase? Can Houston hold on? What a throw. I mean, I can't believe they were actually really tight on Kadarius Toney there, but he did the job. And the running back, who's a wide receiver, he's a running back, he's a wide receiver, he's a running back, who knows, clutched it up. Houston gets the game-winning drive and one hell of a Super Bowl finale. And the Houston Texans are Super Bowl champions, of course, a completely different Houston Texans team. And, obviously all fantasy. wheel of names type of deal. There's definitely some more series / video ideas we can definitely do with the wheel of names. So in the future, we gotta think of some of those things. Let me know if you guys have any ideas. But yeah, that is probably the last official rebuild for Madden 21. We might have like a speed rebuild on like Tuesday or Wednesday, but you know, that's not a real rebuild technically. I know people are like, well, was this one? Of course, really good job by Schwartz. Man, that speed, that's a tough thing to stop. And then, of course, Jamar Chase with the catch underneath. MVP of the game, Justin Herbert, who, I mean, outside of us coming in, probably wasn't going to have that MVP. It was not looking good for the team's chance to win, let alone his stats themselves. Let's take a look at that podium filled with a bunch of youngsters. And yeah, obviously love it. Love to see it. Justin Herbert, Kadarius Toney. I wonder how many snaps he will, like, I wouldn't say at running back, but kind of get in the backfield. Kind of like a Randall Cobb, Tavon Austin type of deal. I don't know why everything has to always be about the Packers, but, you know, here we are. Oh, man. Cordero Patterson type deal. See, he never played for the Packers. He's like, yeah, but he played for their rivals. Close enough. It's like, I'm sorry, okay. Jared Goff, very similar performance. Not sure why we're going to be seeing Herbert get the higher passer rating. Was it something about depth? Yeah, average per attempt. We had the longer long as well. Rushing, Kadarius Toney broke a couple of tackles. 3.6, which isn't great, but 85 yards, 1 touchdown. Receiving, outside of us, really didn't have that much of a receiving game. Devontae Smith was decent. Schwartz had that pretty big play. Chase really wasn't that big, but he had the touchdown, which obviously was clutch. Jalen Phillips with the sacks. 3 sacks, more than, or at least tying their entire squad. The 2 DTs came up with sacks. And as far as picks go, that's what that looks like. Perfect kicking, as with pretty much every postseason game, if not every postseason game so far. And we do it all. Year 3. I thought it would probably be year 4, which is kind of our magic number in general in rebuilds, but show you guys we didn't force any wins or anything. Not that it really matters. I don't think you guys would really expect me to, but it is what it is. That's pretty much it, though. We'll be back with another video tomorrow. I don't know if it's going to just be single upload days until Madden 22 officially, well, maybe not officially releases, but early access releases, which is, you know, when we'll be done with Madden 21 content officially. So obviously, you know, technically the Madden 22 official launch. Definitely looking to do more Ultimate Team this year. Most likely, you know, it's one thing to do it. It's one thing to say it, but one thing to do it, you know, another thing to do it. But I don't know, I do kind of like Ultimate Team. I just can't be a weekend league grinder, so I'm not exactly sure what Ultimate Team content would look like from me, but I suppose it would give me something else to stream. But speaking of stream, would there be one tonight or tomorrow? I don't know. You know, whatever, you know, twitch.tv/Jeromepkr. That's pretty much it, though. If you guys enjoyed this one, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. It does mean a ton. It really does. It means a lot. You know, whether there's some people are like, I can't afford a Twitch sub. I can't afford this or that. Like, you don't have to. If you're subbed and you leave a like, that's awesome. You know, you're helping the channel in any way, and that is, you know, it's a big way. It's a big way, obviously. You know, obviously anything extra is awesome, but, you know, there's no fee around here, obviously. Maybe follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr. Second channel, PKR Plays, for non-Madden stuff. And then, once again, twitch.tv/Jeromepkr for streams. Anyways, that's about it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Hopefully you guys come back for next video. But until next video,